This is not your house. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on the walk from his car to his home. So he readied his house key before stepping out of the vehicle, keeping it ready as he walked to the trunk of his car. He hangs his groceries from his wrists, keeping his fingers free to open the front door without fumbling. As Roger makes his way to the porch, his eyes start darting between the house's corners. Hey, Roger the alien. Hey, good thing we know it's a shed. You'd read about a young woman being ambushed in her driveway the week before. He tries to put it out of his mind by counting how many steps it takes him to reach the front door. He can't stop listening to the sound of someone rushing towards him. There is a gentle breeze and the white noise of distant traffic. Roger assures himself he's right to remain vigilant. It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you. Steady with the key now. Smooth is fast. Roger's key slides in on the first try. Won't turn? Roger removes his key and inspects it. It's engraved with a large H. Definitely the correct key. Roger tries the key again. I know that sound effect is locked, jammed, broken maybe? Roger takes a step away from the door and scans the area for suspicious persons. He sees no one. He releases his grasp on the key and leaves it in the lock. He drops his grocery bags on the porch. He tries furiously to turn, pull, and push on the key in the door handle every which way, without success. Roger hears someone. What? Roger hears something inside. Shadow passes by the window. It looks like someone's silhouette. The curtain. Roger pounds on the door. Open up this instant! The police are en route! Door unlocks from the inside. Can I help you? You can start by getting out of my house. This house does not belong to you. Check the deed, lady. Deed is only a piece of paper. The one that proves that the house is my property. Personal property is a social construct. Those who inhabit a space own it. I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be eating it in my dining room before it's room temp. The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. Presses his face into the gap his foot provides. I don't think you heard me. Roger shoulders the door wide open. The homeowner's knocked back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. Look at it, you're gone. Be sure not to leave too often, Roger. I have a habit of roasting unattended spaces. Untended spaces. Roger hears a car start up right outside. He looks out the window to see what's going on. The homeowner waves from the driver's seat of his car and disappears down the road. Can't be! Roger whirls around. The homeowner's no longer in his kitchen. Proceeds to clear the house, room by room, until he's sure she's gone. Roger spent the next few days gathering up every trace of the homeowner's presence. Passed it on to the authorities. Bullies? Cable runners? Will drape runners, candles. Seemed like she'd lived there for years. Leaving things in odd places only someone familiar with the space would. It took Roger an additional half a day just to rearrange the furniture. Thankfully, she hadn't moved in on her own. She had moved in her own furniture. And there's nothing left for Roger to do except his grocery shopping. He decided to have his groceries delivered by a boy from the neighborhood. He didn't want to leave the house alone. He started to feel silly about it after a few weeks passed. Police couldn't locate his missing car. He bought a junker so he could handle his errands around town. Roger didn't notice the walk from his car to his house anymore. Boom. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to, like... I don't know if I want sound effects off. Turn that text speed up a little bit. The only thing that worried him is whether or not he could turn his key when he got home. Shadow passes by the window. Excuse me. Cough. End credits. What? They got in his house again. I guess it's just about like different choices. And save at the first one. So save here. Can I help you? Let her have the house. Keep the house. I'll take my car and head down to the station. And which car is that? One I pulled up in. I didn't notice. Only one sitting in the driveway. But sir, it's my car. The hell? Roger turns just in time to see the car he calls his own reversing into the street. Look how big her head is. He sees the homeowner away from him from the driver's seat. He disappears down the road. Here, let me help you with that. Roger tries to run after his car. What the The homeowner grabs hold of his shirt. She slips it off with one deft sweep. Roger spins around, trying to grab a hold of his button down. He feels goosebumps forming on his arms as his nipples harden. Give me my shirt back! No need for these either. Hem of Roger's pants and yanks backwards, knocking Roger flat on his back. Slides off his pants and remaining articles on his person. He lies dazed with his head pounding from the collision with the porch. You can hear the sounds of rustling fabric and crinkling plastic bags. Wraps his arms around his head and groans. Please, not my chicken. Owner gathers Ryler's things, slides to the house, and slams the door shut. Roger pulls himself to his feet. He cups his genitals in his hands and tries to keep warm. He shakes from the cold. I don't know, what do you think? Some water. Do we break down the door, wait her out, seek shelter, find help? I just go to the neighbor's house, right? Driven by the belief he cannot resolve the house theft on his own, Roger runs off to find help. Running down the road, he spots a police cruiser on patrol. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble. Roger begins wildly flailing his arms and calling out for the police to help. The cruiser comes to a halt and an officer steps out from the passenger side. Roger sprints towards him, shouting, attempting to explain his situation. Gets his head exploded. Officer enters a defensive stance and draws his weapon on Roger. Roger freezes in place, thrusting his hands into the air. Move! Hands! Let me see those hands. They're up, I'm cooperating. Suspect is uncooperative. I'm cooperating? What am I a suspect of? Turn around. Said turn around right now. Roger complies. Walk backward toward me. Not so fast. Roger stops in a lethal game of red light, green light. When I say stop, Roger does not speak and he does not move. He does not want to alarm the officer. Come on, hurry up. Very slowly walks backwards to the officer. He said slowly, not slow motion. Pick up the pace. He's terrified of doing something that could be seen as threatening. That's it. Roger hears cuffs being readied behind him. He feels the cold metal press against his wrists. Thrusts him against the hood of his car. Please, officer, I'm cooperating. The officer yanks Roger off the hood and steers him with the chain of his cuffs. Pushes him to the back seat and slams the door. Roger's naked body wriggles against the leather in the back seat as he attempts to sit up. Isn't it like plastic? The officer brings his fist down on the car's dash. Get down back there. A few tears stream down Roger's face in the dark. Tears make him feel ashamed, but he cannot suppress how angry and helpless he feels. Hey, someone just broke into my house. It looks like we're passing by it right now. Just pull over. The old someone stole my house routine. Save it for the judge, junkie. Not a junkie. I'm a senior citizen and I need help. You don't see many elderly junkies, huh? What are you talking about? The officers sit in total silence as they cruise towards the station. So, you're telling us that you went out shopping and returned home just to find that your locks were changed? That's right, and then when I started pounding on the door, some strange woman answered. Strange how? What do you mean? She stole my house. Right, but what is it that made her strange to you? How calm she was about all of it. Acting like I was a perfect stranger and she belonged there. Officers glance at one another. So you found your locks changed and strangely calm and comfortable woman at the door. Yeah, but she was in my car as well. So she left your house. Oh, she was in the house and I turned around and I saw her driving away in my car at the same time. Pair of twins, maybe? they were her. The car and the house all at once. So what happened to your clothes? He took them. Right there in the porch when I turned to see the car taking off. He slipped my shirt off. How are you even asking? The officers snicker as they share a look. It's not funny. I was assaulted. Sir, if a woman came up to me and a smile and asked me for my clothes, I wouldn't report her. He knocked me down and ripped off my pants. All right, sir. How much have you had to drink this evening? Not a drop. So you're telling me you tried to get into someone else's house in a confused state, but you saw two of the same person and wandered the streets naked, but you haven't had anything to drink. That's not what I said. That isn't how it happens. You're already giving your statement. All I need to know is how much you were drinking. What do you think? Double down? I mean, if you could confess to drunkenness, you could probably just, like, get out of jail in, like, a couple days at the most. Maybe even, like, in a couple hours. Someone could, like, post bail. Assuming your entire life hasn't been wiped away or whatever. Or, like, you're, like, a ghost or whatever now. Oh, shit, we got some hands rolling through. You know what? This kind of reminds me of a situation on The Simpsons. They only work in this one scene. Also, I think the stream bot is, like, not working for some reason. Let me test this.
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It sent the message that there were ads. I don't know if it's broken or not. Oh, well. All right. No, I'm sober. I was not drinking, and that's true what I said, every word of it. Right. Put a note that the subject is not cooperating. We haven't been able to positively identify him. My name's Roger Cormick. I've already told you that. Sir, you'll be transferred to a new facility in the morning. You can explain the situation to them. What kind of facility? Kind that has resources necessary to help someone like you. Oh, dear God. Roger spent the remainder of his life being shuttled between state mental institutions. None were able to properly identify what ailed him. Without a diagnosis and a treatment plan in place, they were unable to release him. Cormick. He raved about the woman who stole his house and his car. The staff learned to tune out his ravings, and they did all they could with the other patients. As they did with all the other patients, tend to consider his ramblings those of a madman. Specific nonsense that you can hear pressing your ear to any patient's cell door. I think you would get put in a mental institution for life with that. Can I help you? Take the deed, lady. Take your house back. I don't think you heard me. Oh, shit. He turns around and he sees someone. I never know how to remember how to pronounce this. Nagelus. Analogous to the homeowner, devouring his rotisserie chicken. The homeowner behind Roger grabs a paring knife. Anal. The homeowner clamps a hand over Roger's mouth and shoves the blade into his back. Is that my back being stabbed? Oh. Multiple stabs? Roger tries to bite the homeowner and break free. Hand remains firmly clamped over his mouth. He can taste the tang of her blood with unexpected acidity. Homeowner gently lowers Roger to the floor. Roger tries to get up but grows weaker as blood pumps through his heart and out his back. Excuse me. The homeowner keeps him pinned to the floor and presses down to restrain his breathing. She looks like a cheerleader right there. Roger grows tired and slips away into a calm and reassuring dark. Homeowner's analog grabs the grocery bags and carries them inside. He sets the bags on the floor and steals a glance at Roger. Get plenty to eat tonight. There may even be enough to store in the freezer. I need to dress and quarter it, see how much there is. Now close the door. I won't tolerate a draft. Homeowner's analog grabs the door, throws it shut. Goings on of the house, safeguarded by the eyes of the prying neighbors. The prying eyes of neighbors by a door and some drapes. Another very bad ending. So she just eats you in this one. Getting an 8. Looks like that one Gmod video. Is there more from the other one? Oh yeah, she takes her clothes or whatever. Not my chicken. Seek shelter. No immediate means of retaking his house, Roger thinks it's best to find somewhere else to rest. He takes off into the woods in search of shelter from the elements. Roger finds a grove just before dark. In its center stands an immense hollow tree. Music. Roger crawls inside and huddles against its bark for warmth. Protects him from the biting wind outside. As he settles into a comfortable position, his breathing slows and he drifts off to sleep and dies. He wakes the next morning to terrible hunger pangs. He crawls out of the tree and onto the dewy forest floor. He scrounges around looking for food. He happens upon a large growth of mushrooms. The mushrooms? Hell yeah. Roger consumes some mushrooms with a desperate ferocity. Hell yeah. They have a bitter taste, but Roger's hunger allows him to chew through it. As his belly fills with the mushrooms, he starts to feel ill. His head begins to spin.
I used to speak with lips, but now I speak with hips. A dancing disco fiend, as strange as it seems. I'm walking through your mind.
His manner of thought shifts and becomes fluid. Roger sees the world around him as a part of him. He is a part of it. A very small part. Folks. Homeowner was right. Personal property is a construct. Habitation is not a means of ownership. He did not own the immense tree anymore after sleeping in it. He did before knowing about it. Smoke barely landed on the tree. In the morning, it came upon some mushroom sands. He began thinking of the world for itself. It surrendered itself to the soil, the cool damp, the network, forsaking hunger, forsaking words like Roger, returning home. This is a cool song. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the Jerma Happy Birthday song a tiny bit at the very beginning. The guitar.
I used to speak with lips, but now I speak with hips. A dancing disco fiend, as strange as it seems. Walking through your mind, walking through your dreams. Dreams, my mind went wrong. Abandoned like a gone. I'm gone. Words. Used to speak words. Now I speak words. Now I speak words. I used to speak with lips. Now I speak with hips. A dancing disco fiend, as strange as it seems. Walking through your mind, walking through your dreams. My mind went wrong. Abandoned like a gone. I'm gone. Words. Used to speak words. Now I speak words. Now I speak words.
I just wanted to hear the song in full.
I used to speak with lips, but now I speak with hips.
Now I speak with lips. Don't eat the mushroom. Roger wasn't sure if the mushrooms were poisonous or not. He didn't want to risk dying over a single breakfast. He let them be. But the fact remains, he was hungry. He set out for the edge of the forest at a brisk pace, skulking through the tree line parallel to the roadway, to hide his nakedness. As the forest thins, he ducks into alleys and hides behind garbage cans. He smells something in the breeze. Dude, the sound design has been really cool. Makes him salivate, clench his fists with an aggravated longing. Bright red. Something catches Roger's eye. Fire station. It might be able to help. Gives me a deadly premonition saxophone. Something bad happens. It's like, when it just does that over and over. Reason compels Roger to stop at the fire station and seek assistance. Knocks on the front door. The man who answers seems unfazed by Roger's lack of dress. Sir, is it possible the station has some clothing you could lend me? Or some food to spare? I got plenty of both. Come on in. Roger's given a baggy t-shirt with a monogram of a defunct company on it, accompanied by some ill-fitting pants. He relaxes, knowing he will not be charged with indecent exposure. Harry's in charge of lunch for the station today, and he's got a pot of chili going. Might not be appetizing first thing in the morning, but it's what we got. I'd appreciate some, thank you. Fireman nods and hurries back with a bowl of chili and a cold beer. Roger isn't normally one for beer, but it is dark and filling. So, if you don't mind me asking, what's got you on the street with your pecker hanging out? I went out for groceries yesterday. While I was out, some woman broke into my house and changed the locks. Couldn't get back in, and I had to spend the night in the woods. Why was your pecker out? Like shopping naked? No, the woman was an accomplice who broke into my car. He had an accomplice, and I was trying to get to the house. Tried to stop her from taking the car, and the woman in the house jumped me from behind. Took a bad blow to the head, and she stripped me on the porch, and Pal took off with my car. Fireman scratches his beard. Why didn't you go to the police? It was freezing out and getting dark fast. I didn't know how to find the station. She took my phone. I just holed up for the night. Glad you made it. Awfully cold last night. And it makes it slow season. I'm just glad I stumbled into this place. The facade really stands out. You got any kind of documentation to prove that you own the house? Of course, I have the deed in a safety deposit box, but I need my ID to get to it. That bitch took my pants. My wallet. Still in them. Think she's still in the house, or she took off with your car? Pal. He had no intention of leaving, I can tell you that. Settles it then. I'll get the blues on the horn and get this sorted for you. Fireman lumbers over to the phone on the far wall. A wave of relief washes over Roger, knowing a civil servant is assisting him. Still, the fireman's reaction to Roger's story troubles him. He doesn't want the fireman thinking of him as crazy, as a crazy old man. Worse still, Roger worries he's a crazy man. He does worry he's a crazy old man and just doesn't know it yet. Part of him hopes the woman's still in his house to prove to himself that what he remembers is happening, or really happened. The police arrive at Roger's residence. They find the homeowner barricaded inside the upstairs bedroom. I need some more water. Raving that the house is hers and she's been there all her life. It's her childhood home. She demands the police get a warrant to search the premises. She's unable to provide personal ID or proof of the residence. Bearing no legal claim to the property, she cannot refuse them entry. They're unable to locate Roger's wallet, believing the homeowner has destroyed it. Roger's social security card and birth certificate are recovered from the premises. She uses to acquire the deed from his safety deposit box. The proper paperwork secured and presented to the authorities, Roger's permitted entry to his home. Homeowner's taken into police custody. Roger spent the next several years checking in on the homeowner as she was transferred between a variety of state mental institutions. He eventually lost track of her in the system. He nearly forgot about her altogether until his car was recovered. It was unearthed at a site in Nevada. Black Rock was the breaking ground on the construction of a new housing complex. Black Rock? Roger put the car out of his mind. He didn't allow himself to worry about the homeowner. He kept his shotgun at his bedside and slept easy. Yet. It's my ghost music. Interesting. Was that a good ending? Follow the scent of the food. Roger's hunger takes a hold of him and demands satisfaction. So he follows a scent in the air. Finds his way to the nearby Ultra store. welcomer at the door barely notices him, distracted by a handheld gaming device. Gamers! Roger wanders the vacant halls of the store until he finds men's clothing. He grabs a simple outfit, a pair of socks, and some sneakers. He heads straight for the ready-made meals by the self-checkout, making hot pizzas for breakfast. Roger grabs one of the boxes and takes a seat on the floor in front of the display. He uses the box as a plate and chows down on the warm treat. A bit sleepy but satisfied, Roger takes a moment to think. Some warm clothes and a full stomach, the answer strikes him almost immediately. Roger shuffles out of the store, leaving discarded pizza boxes and tags in his wake. He makes his way to the ATM outside the store's entrance. But insert arm into automaton orifice. Roger reads the display and looks down. Sees the arm's orifice, ATM's orifice. Slides his arm inside. It's cold, pulsating. Roger looks up at the display. His fingers grub around inside the orifice for the keypad. Roger feels the raised shape of the numbers on the keys. Pokes his pin into the pad. The ATM produces his funds. Roger pays for the clothes and pizza while checking out some additional supplies. Roger had never committed a criminal act. He was stressed to discover how easy it was. At his own house, in broad daylight. No one paid any attention as he hooked a hose up to the gas tank outside the house. Added an eye when he broke the kitchen window. This music has been fucking good. Ran the gas tank's hose through. And even when he threw the lit Zippo inside, the neighborhood only took notice when they heard results. The fire department was first to arrive on the scene. Roger was impressed by the response time. Thankfully, their investigative abilities left much to be desired. They declared the fire a natural accident caused by a gas leak. Roger was able to claim the full amount of his insurance policy and use the money to buy a home closer to his grandchildren. Oh yeah. It's the good ending. He just decides to blow his fucking house up. Okay. What's up with that ATM? Isn't there a branch at the fire station?
What's right? What's wrong? What's right?
How was your kangaroo? Is there a branch?
What's right and what's wrong? What's right and what's wrong? What's right and what's wrong? What's right?
I guess not.
What's wrong?
Is that all of it, I wonder? I think that's it. Possibly. Wait, no, you know what? There's more at Naked Branch. Better have the house. Things be close. We did find help, seek shelter, wait her out. Roger was not one to bully others. He bullied himself. He stood resolutely on his porch, just like any respectable citizen would. He spent the first few hours hollering and pounding on his front door. As it grew late and cold, Roger began to lose feeling in his excrements. His pounding became limp and inconsistent. His hollers turned into hoarse whispers. Became warm and drowsy. Roger reasoned it was best to get some rest and resume valiant opposition in the morning. Morning did not come for Roger. He sat on the porch, curled up, and nestled his head against the front door. It was the comfiest and sleepiest Roger had ever been. The homeowner discovered Roger at dawn and called the police. The cause of death was determined to be hypothermia. He was tagged as a John Doe and placed in the morgue to await cremation. Roger's final moments were warm. He was not afraid. Oh my God. It's fucking dark. That was like the worst one. Why wouldn't the police investigate that? I guess they would have no reason to. My God. Goosebumps. Break down the door. Roger is a strong man. Not strong enough to break a door down with his bare feet. So instead he takes a swing at the door's window. He feels something warm and slippery pour down his arm as he fumbles with the deadbolt. He manages to get a grip on the lock and slide it open. Roger opens the door and shuffles inside. He hears heavy footsteps on the floor above. Steps indicate the homeowner is headed for the stairs. Shit. He'd found his shotgun? Had she found his shotgun? Roger only had a moment to act. Arm yourself. Roger darts to the knife lock in the kitchen, near 15 feet away. He yanks out the butcher's knife and wheels around, heading for the stairs. A yellow flash. Flecks of cinder. Roger lies dead, practically eviscerated by his own shotgun. The homeowner calls the police to report the incident. What's left of the body is labeled a John Doe. It's cremated by the town according to protocol. The local paper released a story about the incident, labeling Roger an unidentified drifter and the homeowner as a neighborhood hero. Some locals caught the story and recognized Roger from the area. A correction was printed, but portrayed Roger as an unstable addict, account for his state of undress and violent behavior. Local officers used Roger as a cautionary tale at school assemblies, displayed the dangers associated with drug abuse. The homeowner was heralded throughout the state as an example of someone who defended themselves. Police nowhere in sight. He was paid handsomely to act as a keynote speaker for a variety of clubs and events over the next few years. Oh my God. That's stupid. Hide in ambush. Roger wasn't sure he could make it to the kitchen. Back before the homeowner reached him. He pressed himself against the corner wall at the bottom of the staircase. To remain out of sight. The homeowner's heavy footfall made it easy to follow her movements. Roger sees the barrel of the shotgun slide through the entryway. Grabs hold of it and rushes around the corner. The homeowner falls back on the stairs. Roger yanks the gun away from her with its good hands. The homeowner stares at Roger and tries to sit up. Roger brings the butt of the shotgun down on her face. Presses down, grinding and twisting it into her. Smile peeks out at him from around the gun's stock. She reaches for the trigger. Roger pulls the gun away and brings it down on her face. Does it again. Relentlessly fragmenting and distorting her features into a puddle. He was satisfied when he could no longer see her face. Police arrived shortly after. neighbor called 20 minutes earlier due to the sound of breaking glass. Roger's defense team could not adequately explain the circumstances leading to him viciously beating an unarmed woman to death in his home. Why did you turn her face into hamburger meat? Well, you see, he fucking took my clothes. Woman, police were not ever able to identify. Due to excessive facial and mental trauma, missing fingerprints, and a lack of documentation, the jury found Roger Cormack guilty of first-degree homicide. The prosecution convinced jurors that Roger had kidnapped the woman and killed her while she attempted to escape his home. Roger now inhabits a cell in death row, awaiting legal injection. Credits. Yeah, maybe don't let the red take over. You're like, to be fair though, in one of the endings, she had like supernatural strength, didn't she? He got pinned down by her and he wasn't able to like ward her off at all, so I don't know. I think that's it. That's it. That's all the endings. It's pretty sick. I like that a lot. There's like 10 different endings. What a weird story. I don't think there's any other branches, are there? Fucking windows. Yeah. I didn't realize there was a skip option that did that. I thought it was like by scene. Utilize that. That was really neat. $2. $2 it was. I'd say that's definitely worth it. Apparently it's had quite a few updates. It's had 5 updates. It's a choose your own adventure visual novel. And all the endings. Yeah, I think I got them all. I see a few screenshots here that I didn't see on my own, though. Feed me a cat? That's an American Psycho reference, isn't it? Oh, admit to being drunk. Fuck. Clear the house. Find help. Confess to drunkenness. Roger hangs his head in his hands. Right, officer. Had a few too many tonight. Don't know what I'm saying. It's all right, old timer. Just be glad it's not dementia. Very grateful. Well, you can spend the night in the drunk tank, and we'll release you in the morning. officers. Roger spent the last few hours of the evening resting in his cell bench. It was rigid and uncomfortable, but Roger had learned to deal with discomfort. The service. Oh, that's the first mention of this. Isn't it? True to his word, the officer released Roger first thing in the morning. Roger received a pair of sweatpants, a lost and found, and replaced his jumpsuit. He had no phone or wallet and no idea what direction his house was in. He'd never been downtown and didn't know how to find his way out. Focused on finding shelter, food, and each day meeting his fundamental needs. Passerbys refused to look at him. The rest were too frightened by his appearance to speak with him. Everyone kept a safe distance from him, faded into the crowds and entirely out of memory. The fuck? That sucked. That was really cool. This is not your house. You know what the face looked like?